Don't mess with my emotions. George R. Martin, don't you dare mess with my emotions. Hey, everybody, welcome to Sporking News Podcast. If you like what you hear here, please hit the subscription button, ding the notification bell. We grow every day, and it's only because of you guys, because I'm too small for YouTube to give a about. So let's get on with this, though. So last week I saw a little blurb about George R. Martin's official blog, his website having some information change where the next publication, there's like some updates involved in it. I didn't think much about that. People were starting to think, oh, is that means when's winter coming out? And I didn't think much about that because come on, he edits books. He has different series of books, so it could be anything. So I didn't take much in that. But today I did see this morning, and it is like 4:30 in the morning. I got to get ready for work, but comicbook.com, and it's by Coffee Outlaw, Kofi Outlaw. And it says Game of Thrones, the Winds of Winter website domain has fans freaking out. Well, guess what? I am one of them. So let's read this. Game of Thrones, the TV series, is now over, but the story of Westeros and war between the Starks, Lannisters, Targaryens, and the undead White Walkers has yet concluded on the book pages. And oh, Lord, I am ready for it because that freaking season, why do you think I started making videos? It sucked. All right. Game of Thrones creator George R. R. Martin still has two final novels, at least, in the series. He has two final novels in the series to release before the story is done, and fans have been waiting no less than 8 years for six and I can never say this word, penultimate book, The Winds of Winter, to arrive. Well, fans now have a new reason to hope, as the official website domain for The Winds of Winter has changed ownership. I don't know if that sounded correct to you. It doesn't sound correct to me, but so official website domain for The Winds of Winter has changed ownership and looks to be gearing up for actual use. In addition, Martin's official blog has seen updates to its next publication section in last week. Okay, so does this mean that A Song of Ice and Fire, The Winds of Winter, is finally about to arrive? Well, Game of Thrones fans are certainly beginning to get hyped that it could be. Scroll below to see what Game of Thrones are saying about the latest tease that Winds of Winter is coming up. So this comes from Sir Dunk the Lunk. What an awesome Twitter handle. That rocks, dude. After many years of apparently being squatted, the windsofwinter.com changed ownership on 11/24. The IP address now points to a small hosting company outside Vancouver. The DNS record was updated as recently as this morning, so that would have been on 12/5/19. Holy crap. Getting ready to do something with it. So back to the article. The fact that a company acquires this domain is updating its IP address and DNS record actually does count as a signal that something is about to be done with it. Promoting the Winds of Winter release and sales are pretty much the sole purpose for that. This needs serious investigation. Get on it, nerds. That's a great article. Fans are about to start stacking out their favorite bookshelves and ebooks looking for the new Game of Thrones to drop. Now, whether it actually will drop is another story entirely. But don't give up hope. Hawkeye said, okay, what's Hawkeye say? Don't give up hope. Hawkeye said it best, but it's in the end, his hope was rewarded. So maybe positive thoughts will work in this case. So what does Hawkeye say? Don't give me hope. Don't you dare give me hope. I'm sorry I couldn't give you it sooner. You remember that part. Given the title Winds of Winter and how often winter is mentioned in the story, you better prepare for at least a year of this. and so many other Game of Thrones names to be flooding your timeline. So this is from Dan and Dave Teen Fan Club. I hate Dan and Dave, so that's awesome. Somebody may be another squatter on third party who has got their hopes up, perhaps from, I don't know, some Song of Ice and Fire ship post. They expect to make money from the when the books is published. Still not an optimistic as Carmen Carrasco, who registered an ados.com domain. And that's A Dream of Spring. So that's supposed to be the fourth book. Or I mean, sorry, the last book in the series, the seventh book. So there's just a bunch of other stuff. Okay, so the counter theory to the Winds of Winter finally arriving is that someone bought the domain in order to drum up hype for their Game of Thrones fan site and are trolling George R. R. Martin and his fans. If this doesn't actually lead to Winds of Winter release, Martin might as well pack it up and give up. Seriously, 8 years, bro. Game of Thrones, the Winds of Winter may or may not be arriving. So, I don't know. Should I keep going? No. I think that was it. So I don't know. If it's the official domain site though of the Winds of Winter, why would they ever let that run out? Okay. I don't care who owned it, but this book will come out if George is dead or alive. Someone will finish this book and that website will get massive amount of hits. So I can't imagine it just being a fan purchased it or something like that and now is getting ready to get their fan site up. So I don't know about you, but I am freaking stoked. I am a huge A Song of Ice and Fire fan. That is like the one book series I've religiously read. I've reread. I've dove into the lore. I've bought all the other, books he edited just so I could read the chapter he put about the Rogue Prince or the Dance of Dragons. So I am excited. And I really, really hope this means that I don't think anytime this year, but in 2020, we get this book. I mean, George, your fans have been patient. I don't care how much you think we haven't. We have. 8 years is a long time to wait for a book. And he wrote himself into some corners, the whole Marine thing with Danny, things like that. But even the sample chapters have been amazing. So please, man, drop this book. The only dream I have is that he's been writing so much that he already finished or is close to finishing A Dream of Spring also. And he wants to go bam, bam, maybe like a 2-year gap, boom. But we shall see. Okay. He has the House of the Dragon, which I will be covering, hopefully like reviews right after live streaming because I am a huge fan of that. And hopefully I'll find some other YouTubers that still want to, do that. But I don't know. I'd like to know what you think. Please leave in the comments below. Do you think we'll see Winds of Winter in 2020? Fingers crossed. I really, really hope so. And yeah, have a great day, everybody. I'm kind of stoked. I really hope this means something. I'm also a little pissed off that we haven't gotten it yet, to be honest. So don't forget, if they start calling you names, they've already lost the war. Take care, everybody.